7 hours. Good morning. I know you have taken, but I would humbly request that we have a moment of prayer. Let us pray. Gracious and everlasting Father, we are grateful this morning. We are grateful for giving us the gift of life. We are grateful for giving us this new day, the 27th of May, the year 2022. It has taken your hand for us to see a new day. It has taken your hand for us to be healthy and in this room this morning. As we start this function, we seek your guidance, we seek your presence. Lord, we want to pray that, Lord, you may be with us, you may take care of each one of us, and more so, enable us to achieve our goal for this morning. We surrender ourselves unto you, for we pray, believing and trusting in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for the heart-touching prayer. We are and so that is the experience we want. I'm told in Turkish it means popularity. So you can start imagining the kind of experience we want to sell in here. And so as I welcome Ken to come under affordability, and this word has been misused in many quarters. You know, there are houses that have been told are affordable, but when you get to the washroom, you must get in with a reverse gear, because if you are well endowed to turn around, you are not fit enough. They are a part healthy enough to have a heater. You turn it on and the whole apartment goes dim light. And so, Ken, you must confirm to us this is an auspicious occasion. Bring them.
Thank you, Felix. Our board chair, our board members, SSC staff, SSC members, giving you an affordable house where you cannot navigate around. So we are developing something called affordable luxury. So it's an affordable house, but then you still can have the luxury in it. So may I have my presentation on? Not this one. Our staff, as we are launching, taking part in investment work, and they were also collecting money from their members. You could go there as a member and lend up to 3x of your savings, and you service that. But then the act was changed around 2009, and the investment element was hived off from the SACCOs, and hence Safaricom Investment Cooperative was born. From 2009, Safaricom Investment Cooperative was predominantly with Safaricom PLC staff as members. So from the year 2011, it was open to public. So currently, SIC, we boast of more than 5,000 members, some of whom are with us here today. So how do you become a member of Safaricom Investment Cooperative? You could first go to our website, www.sic.co.ke, download a form, and fill it in with your details. So you need to have a minimum number of shares of 500. Every share goes at 52.5 shillings. So that's 150. Then there's a membership fee of 10,000. So with 36,250, you are a bona fide member of Safaricom Investment Cooperative. Those of us who are not members today, I'd urge you to get forms from Felix at the end of this presentation, and you could become members. So we have done our feasibility study. These are developers who depend on customer deposits to build. In a time like now where there's not so much cash flow in the economy, such like projects are stalling. Safaricom Investment Cooperative is changing that narrative. The moment we are going to site, we are going to site with a project that has been fully funded. So as a buyer today, as a member today, If you invest with us, you're investing in a project that will not stall because it has already been funded from the onset. We have already closed on funding with the Bank of Africa. I don't know where they're here today. Yes, Karibu, Boa. We've had quite a number of sessions with Isaac and Kelvin, and we are glad to work with you. So we get to a point that we either have a term sheet with the bank or we have a letter of offer with the bank before this project goes to site. Then after that, we get to the pre-construction where we close on all contractual documents with the main contractor and the consultant. We already have a contract with the main contractor signed off, and we're ready to go to site. So after the pre-construction stage, then we move to construction. Our promise to you, the buyer, is that we're going to deliver the unit on time. We are going to deliver the unit at the quality that we have promised. The quality that you'll be seeing on your brochures, on the renders, and on the videos, that is the minimum you should expect, if not better. And we also, as a business, have to ensure that we monitor our costs, because at the end of the day, we are keen on the bottom line. But then not only to us, even to you as our investor. Next. So ladies and gentlemen, what have we done so far? Is SIC getting into this building business for the first time today? As an investor, what are some of the factors that you consider before you engage in a product that is being done by someone? You have to look at their portfolio. What else have they done before? Where have they been playing? What is their sales velocity? How much have they collected? This is not a new space for us as Safaricom Investment Cooperative. We have since delivered in our housing pipeline, we have completed 3 projects successfully. These are just a few of the many we have. Bluebell's 306 units. 200 of the 306, 297 have been sold. That is 97%. The 9 units have been rented out. Ruaka, 48 units, only 98% sold. That is 47. And Rongai, we have sold all the units. So what does this tell you? All the projects that we have done, we have almost sold them out. 97%, 98%, 100%. So we are developing products that are responding to compelling market needs. What you're seeing up there is Miran, and we are just launching it today. And I tell you, we already have 40 units that have been booked. The project is just getting to market. You can tell how good we do our validation. Our feasibility study is spot on. We already have hours into the launch. We already have 40 units booked out of the 214. Ladies and gentlemen, out of these 214, I was looking at the guest list today. We are around 250. So by the time we're living here today, we should not have any unit unsold. What do you think, Chair? Spot on. So let's sell out this project today. We focus on phase 2 because we are building a pipeline of houses. We want to support our government in the affordable housing space. As a society, it is our obligation to support where we can. The government is doing a lot in terms of subsidizing us, in terms of tax reliefs. So we respond as private institutions and society by ensuring that we deliver to promise. Now, those are the numbers of units that we've delivered. Now, the Excel sheet just below it shows the revenue potential of those 3 projects. So SIC has a revenue potential of around 2.6 billion from the 3 projects, and we've already collected 2.1 billion to date. So, and this percentage already factors in the Miran percentage, which is yet to go to site. So this is significantly higher. And MACU for projects like Rongai, we are very good with our members. Once you become a member of SIC, you will have very easy ways of owning a house. We have a very good payment plan for them, and that's why that speaks to the 71% collection. Let's go next. So these are some of the images. You can see the quality. These are Bluebells apartments, Rongai Villas, and the project in Ruaka. So when you're developing with us, we are not new in the game. We have developed units that have been sold out. The moment they are being sold out, it means that they are of good quality, they have been delivered well. Next, please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I had to paste this here in as much as it's not a very appealing image, but I know people with engineering and architectural background would understand what this is. This is the parcel where we'll be doing the Miran residence. And the Miran residence is being built on 3 acres, the full project. What we are rolling out today is just phase 1, the 204 units. So block A, B, and C. I want you to note this particular road here, because I'll be talking about accessibility. We are doing this project in Ruaka. I want to talk about the road infrastructure that gets us to Ruaka and how accessible this place is. This is the Red Hill Road that is currently being dualed by Kura, and we already have a sewer trunk line passing there. So maybe you could just go to the next slide. What you have seen there is what you're seeing at the middle. Don't worry about the small numbers in white. I want you to take keen observation of the radius. What kind of amenities do you find within 5 kilometers radius from Miran site? What do you find within 7.5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 12.5 kilometers? In terms of accessibility, from President Kibaki's regime and into the current regime, the government of Kenya has been building a ring road around Nairobi. That is the Eastern Bypass that joins Mombasa Road to Thika Road. From Ruiru, we have the Northern Bypass that comes to Ruaka, where our project is. From Ruaka, we have the Western Bypass, which is dual, joining to the Southern Bypass through Gitaru, Gashie, to the Southern Bypass. And from the Southern Bypass, you go back to Mombasa Road. So in terms of road network and accessibility around the metropolitan, Ruaka is the place to be. Now that is just the circumference. On one side of our site, we have Limuru Road. Within the Nairobi County, Limuru Road starts from Ngara and ends at Ruaka. I want you to see how pivotal Ruaka is in terms of road network. Limuru Road from Ngara, ending at Ruaka, that road is called a blue diplomatic zone. Talk about the UN embassy, the UN, the US embassy, and all the commissions, high commissions along the road. The people who work there, they need some decent housing. This is what we are providing to them. And this is within 5 kilometers radius. On the opposite side, on one side we have Limuru Road, right? On the opposite side we have the Red Hill Road, the one I just showed you on the previous slide, that is currently being dualed. So from the Red Hill Road, if you're coming to Westlands, you just link to the road that comes to ABC. Within 10 or 15 minutes, you're in Westlands. So Ruaka is strategically located in terms of accessibility. And the kid in the block is the expressway. You're coming from the airport, and this is for even us and our diaspora clients. You take the expressway, it brings you to the ABC junction, you take the link road to Red Hill, and you're at Miran. I don't know of any project that has got multiple accesses like Miran. If you know, please let me. Okay, so we all agree that this is the most accessible site. Now, within a radius of 7.5 kilometers, okay, even before we go to that, let's look at power, because these are some of the amenities that are key when you're considering getting a unit either to live in or for development. Along Limuru Road, we have a 11 kV line, and along the northern bypass, we have a 66 kV line from the Ruaraka substation. We're just going to assess the load demand, and from either of that, we're going to drop our power. When it comes to water, we have already done a hydrological survey, and we have very good yields on our site. We will sink boreholes depending on the load demand. We are doing 214 units, would assume, say, 3 people per house. There are rule of thumbs in architectural design. We are going to design backwards. So we have water, we have power. A sewer line is currently being constructed along that Red Hill Road. There's a big trunk passing there, so we won't have to do a biodigester or a septic tank. We'll just connect to that particular sewer trunk line. When living in Miran, you'll never see a Hanisaka. That can never be us. You'll never see a Hanisaka moving around coming to collect black water, because we have that taken care of. We call it affordable luxury. I really need that to sink. You're getting luxury at a friendly price. Next. Now, what are some of the amenities around our site? And I want us to look at the 5-kilometer radius, 7.5-kilometer radius. What is on our right is what is external to the project. And what is on your left is what is internal to the project. Let's look at what is external to the project. Two Rivers Shopping Mall. This is the largest mall south of Sahara, north of the Limpopo. It is only 5 minutes walk from Miran residence. It has all sorts of retail you can access. Village Market, one of the oldest and premium shopping areas in Nairobi. Within 5-kilometer radius, 10 minutes walk, 3 or 4 minutes drive. Roslyn Study Center is within 15 kilometers. What are the healthcare facilities? Because when you're buying units in Miran, you're either buying to live there or an investment product. So the person you're selling that unit to, say a 2-bedroom, would be a young family. They would be concerned, where would I take my kid to school? Where would I go for my joints with my people? Where will I shop? Which are the healthcare facilities that are around here? These are some of the factors they consider before they get to invest with you. So within Miran, we have Gertrude's Children's Hospital in Ruaka, the Aga Khan Hospital within 10 kilometers radius, AAR, Mpisha, and Avenue are within 15 kilometers radius, and the Nairobi Hospital, the Warwick Center next to the UN. Sporting facilities. Nowadays, we are all into this health and wellness space. Karura Forest is 3 minutes drive from Miran. Wadi Degla, Parkland Club, Windsor Golf Course. Our board member, Mr. Makakiage, an international golfer. If you live in Miran or you have a product there, you can easily go for golf at Windsor. Within 5 minutes, you'll be there, sir. The hotels within this 5-kilometer radius, Tribe Hotel, Trademark, Safari Park is within 15 kilometers. Schools, we have Breburn, Sabis International School, Forsyths Academy is just opposite our site, and the German school. We have tertiary colleges within 10 kilometers radius. We are talking about KTTC. We all know KTTC just next to Gigiri, and the KIAMBU Institute of Technology. So these are amenities that are within either 7.5 or 10 kilometers radius from your site, which means they are easily accessible whichever time of the night or day, and you can get there within 5 to 10 minutes. So what exactly are we offering you in this particular unit, even as we call it affordable? We have well-manicured gardens in Miran. We are not constructing for you a concrete jungle. The building footprint is only 30% of the land. The other spaces are open spaces. We want you to interact with nature. In as much as it's affordable, it offers some form of luxury. We have parking, a ratio of 0.5. We have high-speed lifts. We are doing 7 floors. So we have lifts. We have internet connectivity. I was told internet is a basic need nowadays. Food, clothing, shelter, internet. So, and of course, coming from a parent company that is a tech company, it's a no-brainer. We have sufficient water supply. We have CCTV cameras. And we also have a rooftop terrace. Ladies and gentlemen, you should be asking where that offer letter is at the moment. We've not even gotten to the price points. Next. Now, you might want to get your calculator next to you. In the first phase of this project, we are launching 4 different unit typologies. We have the studio, which is 24 square meters, going for 2.75 million. That is a deal. I don't think there's a unit of this particular luxury in Kenya today going for such kind of a price. We have a studio loft, and so many people have been asking, what is a studio loft? It's also the new kid in the block. It's like having a mansion in an apartment. So you're in a bedsitter, but then the bedroom is upstairs. Yeah? So there's some good swag that comes with the studio loft. So the studio loft is 43 square meters, going for 3.9 million. We have the 1 bedroom, which is 46 square meters, going for 4.45 million. And we have the 2 bedroom, which is 64 square meters, going for 5.9 million. These are the entry prices. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to escalate these prices. Escalation is the game in real estate. It's the language, because you have to get the capital gains. Now, currently, I think I was looking at our inflation in Kenya, around 6.3%. The yields that you are getting in real estate at the moment is around 6.5 to 7%. The Miran project is offering you yields of 7% and above. And this is when you take it as an investment product. For a studio, you can easily get a rental yield of 18,000 per month. And that gives you a yield of 8%. If you decide to exit the project at the end, the capital appreciation is 27%. People will think of different investment platforms. I can take my money to money markets. They'll give you 8, 9%. And you know, when you have your money in marketable securities, it's affected by inflation. Personally, I always believe that real estate is immune to inflation. Because as the inflation, as prices go up, your rent will also go up. But when you have your money fixed somewhere in money markets, it will be affected by inflation because the rate of return is constant. So if you, with all this inflation that we're having around, if you want to escape it, just get into real estate. And it's a topic that we can debate. Now, when you're taking it as a buyer or as a person to live in the unit, you have all the amenities I've talked about. When you're taking it as an individual who wants to invest, Ruaka has the upper middle class. Everyone who is working within 2 rivers, they live in Ruaka. Guys people working in village market, around the UN, all these people live in Ruaka. So the population density is quite good, and these are people who have got some disposable income that they could deploy, that they could afford such kind of rents. And this is just the bare minimum. Trust me, I'm being so conservative. Now, we also have the investment element. If you have an Airbnb, say, let's call it a one-bedroom, how much would you have, say, in a day? How much would you charge it? Anyone? 5,000, 6,000? 3,500. Okay, let's work with 3,000. Airbnb, now we're being realistic. We're told that numbers is the closest you get to God's handwriting. Numbers never lie. Okay? You have an Airbnb in Ruaka, in Miran, you're charging it 3,500 per day, occupied 70% of the time. Okay? So 70% of 30 days is how many days? 21 days. So 3.5 times 21 is? Calculators, guys. Sorry? Okay, 73,500. That's what you're getting in a month. Now, we want to get to the yield. 73,500, let's annualize it. Multiply it by 12, the number of months in a year. You have a figure. Now divide that by the cost of the unit, which is 4.45. $0.198. In percentage, what is that? 19%, 19.8%. Let's call it 20%. Ladies and gentlemen, which investment item in Kenya today gives you a yield of 20%? No, we're just being practical. We've just done the numbers together. I got all the figures from you. It's a deal. Okay? You're getting a yield of 20% from this kind of investment in an Airbnb. And we've been conservative. Your house is not occupied throughout, only 70% of the time. Mr. Malombo, you should be ready with the offer letters. We are selling out. Now, that is the annuity. Now let's look at the capital appreciation. In real estate, the value goes up because of escalation. So you could buy the unit at a certain price today, and you exit, you sell it out. So that's where we have this capital appreciation. In Safaricom Investment Cooperative, we have changed the narrative of how we sell our products. We don't just show up to a buyer with a brochure and a price tag. We want to work with you as our buyer and get you a funding instrument that will ensure that you own that particular house. And what have we done as SIC today? We are at advanced levels of discussion with SACCOs and banks on how you're going to get your mortgage and how you'll get a longer tenure in servicing a facility in case you're taking a product with us. I don't think if there's any other developer under this yellow sun that provides a funding instrument to their buyers and their members. SIC is the first one. Now, we have advanced discussions with the Solution SACCO, Tower SACCO, our sister Safaricom SACCO, and quite a number of other SACCOs, and my CEO will be talking about them today, on how they can come in to ensure that you own this particular house. Most of the time in housing, people would ask, I'd go to the SACCO or the bank, they'll ask for a title to charge before they advance the facility to me. So the discussion we are having with these financial institutions is we're going to have an undertaking with them so that they can advance the monies to you as the buyer from the onset, then you can have a longer tenure of paying. So what that means is that you're going to pay less money per month. Our construction period is 18 months. What we are asking for is 10% of the unit price. You sign your offer letter and the sale agreement. Then the balance of 90% is distributed throughout the construction period. Now, that 90%, paying it within 18 months could be difficult for some of us. And this is where the banks come in, and this is where the SACCO comes in. They could tell you, Otieno, you cannot afford to pay the 90% within 18 months. Then I'll give you, you can become a member of my SACCO. I will take the capital required and take it to the developer, but then I can give you a tenure of 15 months, 12 years or so, or 10 years, so that you'll be paying less amount of money per month. And mark you, on the amount, on the 90% you're paying within the 18 months, it is interest-free. Maybe the only interest discussion we'd have with a buyer is when they default on the payment plan. Okay? So we are working with our buyer from end to end. Ladies and gentlemen, you could have heard about, now that is maybe before I get to KMRC. So the SACCOs and with banks, we have also advanced discussions with the ABSA, Bank ABSA. John and the team are here, of course, and BOA. And we are also discussing with other banks as well to get how they can finance our buyers, either mortgage or otherwise. Now, you could have heard about the KMRC, Kenya Mortgage Refinancing Company. It's one of the funding instruments that the government brought to help the affordable housing space. The government has a stake of around 20% through the Treasury, and it is regulated by CMA. At KMRC, with KMRC method, you can get interest rates that are lower than market, which is around 9%. And they only fund houses that are deemed to be affordable, houses that play in the affordable housing space. How the government has defined an affordable house, it's a house that is 4 million and below. From the price points there, you see most of our units are playing within that region. So you can go through the banks, through microfinance, through SACCOs, which are all under this umbrella of KMRC and benefit from this affordable housing instrument. So what that does is that the SACCO or the bank or the microfinance will advance the money to you, then they will be refinanced by KMRC. Okay? Let's continue. Now, let's see the renders. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a picture, this is not an image. This is a render of an actual Miran design. This is the design that has been done by our architects, Lexicon. Oscar, that gentleman there. Lexicon is an award-winning architectural firm in the country. We are happy to have you also with us and your team. So this is the living room, not so big, but quite decent, and the dining next to it. Let's just roll it on. This is the bedroom and the bathroom. You can see the finishes. You can see this is not your KG kind of house. Even the tiles, it has a chandelier, ladies and gentlemen. Next. This is the kitchen. And I told you these are not photos, these are renders of the actual product. Let's go next. These are the external renders. This is the entrance, and for those of us who have, I know quite a number of us have already gone to site. That's just next to, that's block A. So that's the entrance, and this side is the roof terrace. So we'll have a place at the roof where you can have your parties, etc. Next. We said we are not building a concrete jungle. So we have good navigation space, well-manicured lawns. We also have a basketball court. So the space below is parking, and the houses are above. Next, please. Okay, so before we play the video, I'll just take you, we only pay 10% to book your unit. Then the 90% is paid within the construction period. We also like cash buyers, ladies and gentlemen. Today in this room, we have all the SIC decision makers. If you're a cash buyer today, you have a lot of money that you could even buy the whole project. My CEO is here, my committee chair is here, the entire executive is here, my board chair is here, and I think Kimberly and Bukachi are here to take to do the company secretarial work. We'll just sit here, we have that meeting, we have the approval, and we get the money and we give you the project. All the decision makers are here. If you're a cash buyer, you want the entire block, let's not postpone success. Let's not postpone success. All decision makers are here. So don't wait till I'll come to the office on Monday, no. Let's sit, minute, discuss, get an approval. If you need a discount, we have all the board members here. If you are a bulk purchaser and you want to take it in cash, I challenge you after this session, let's just have that session, discuss, get all the sign-offs, and we proceed, and we unlock phase 2. I'd like to recognize our consultants, Chris Ochieng in absentia. Lexicon, maybe Solo, you could just, Oscar, you could just stand with the whole of your team so that people can see. The contractor, MC Builders, are they represented? Urban Fit, Urban Dimensions. Yes, I see Daniela, Kip, Kenny. These are people who have been proven and tested in the industry. And they have developed, talk of any successful master plan. It's Tatu City, it's Two Rivers, it's Vipingo, it's Tilisi. They've touched it. So we are in good hands. You may descend. Is originally from England, and you could tell that by his accent and his understanding of the Elizabethan language. It's only that the melanin, he's not Kenyan, he's an Englishman. To you, Mr. MC. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. You've moved me from affordable housing to affordable luxury. And so that was well intended. There's power in vision. And so there's a render that will ice the cake of Ken's. First of all, a round of applause for Ken for taking us from the numerics. We've seen the Airbnb faces, you know, it's no longer rocket science. You can see it. So there's a video that needs to bring the experience home and dry to us. So let's watch them run. Wow. as Sarah prepares to come to the stage, play it again. I've seen spiral staircases. I've seen a basketball. I've seen the difference of living and dwelling, you know. You can see it in the video. And so, and that's a VW just streaming in. And there's a basketball play. So there's no, you know, those kids, the family unique life. And so, look at that. And he's talked of speedy lifts, you know, not staircases that when there's a blackout, there's darkness in the room. I know the people of Githurai relate with no lightness is quite experiential. That's the kitchen. Even if you don't know how to cook, you'll just find yourself preparing a sumptuous. Tell me how long you'll take bathing in that kind of, you know. So we've moved from, I welcome you to come along and progress the experience.
Thank you, MC. Commissioner of Cooperatives, Director of Vice Chair, and my SIC colleagues, good morning. Before I make my remarks, I want to recognize a few of our partners, and then after that, I will be recognizing our management team. After that, my chairman will be recognizing our board members. So I want to say that we are on a mission to create a model investment cooperative. And if probably you have been a member of cooperatives, the mission for a cooperative should be to give value to the investors. And by value, it means that we give value in the products that we offer, and we give value in the returns that we give. We are on a mission to bring that mission to life, and we are very intentional and deliberate on the mission-critical activities. And today, this is one of such activities. I want to recognize the circles that we are working with. As Kennedy said, that we are not only bringing to you a product, we are telling you how you can own this product in an easier way, affordable with reasonable timelines. So I want to welcome and have Solution Circle Wave. I don't know whether they are here. I also want to have our sister company, Safaricom Circle Wave, or their representative, Tower Circle. Yeah, thank you, Danson. So we also want to appreciate the banks that we are working with. I think Kennedy had mentioned them, feel appreciated, Bank of Africa, Co-Operative, and all others in the business, PKL. I don't know whether Paul, you're here. Thank you, Paul. I also appreciate the presence of Muthoni Geshohi. I don't know whether Wakili, you are around. Yes, thank you very much. Just to mention that Wakili is the newly appointed ambassador to the People's Republic of China. We are delighted to have you around. I also now want to go to our members of management, and this is the team that is carrying and will deliver the vision. So starting with our head of housing, Kennedy, He was right here. Kennedy, kindly just wave. Want to recognize our operations manager, Mercy. Our head of CX. So that is the lady who ensures that we are delivering customer delight. We want to recognize Wangeshi, our titling lead, Bukachi, our legal lead, Francisca, our HR lead in charge of human capital, and Imelda in credit. Our able MC is our IR lead, investors relation. Kindly say hi. We also have our team members at the back there. Kindly wave, team. Asanteni sana. So going to my remarks. Today marks a great milestone for Safaricom Investment Society as we launch our 6th housing project. So probably many of you may not know that Miran is not our first and it will not be our last. We have 5 other. Continue to contribute to an even greater national goal, which is to contribute to the demand, as it has been shared all over, is around 250,000 units. And the market is only able to deliver around 50,000, meaning we have an 80% deficit. And as a society, we are keen to ensure that we house our members, not only our members, but Kenyans, house a good home, and that is what we want to deliver in the area of delivery for 2022, which focuses. So probably the differentiator between what you see out there and what SIC is giving, we are combining what we are calling affordable and quality in one. We have been successful with our land and housing projects. Receipt for good product with good pricing is there. Following the success of these land projects, we are set to introduce Kisumu, Nakuru, Kiambu, Laikipia, Nyandarua, and Trans-Nzoia counties, and to be part of these new investments. So as Kennedy had mentioned, is that our projects are demand-driven. We don't just wake up and say now, I think we feel like we can go to Nakuru. That is not how we operate. So whatever we provide to our investors is well thought out and well researched. And our members can confirm that we carry out research to ensure that what we are bringing on board is actually what our investors would want us to onboard. Today, we are proud to introduce to you what will be one of our most admirable projects in the whole of Kiambu County, and this is the Miran Residence. The Miran Residence will be a master-planned urban community that will be home to 450 new homeowners and investors. So what we are saying is that if you don't want to live in the Miran, that you can onboard that project as an investor. And the returns are well thought out. As Kennedy mentioned, that what we are bringing you is not a story. We are showing you the numbers, and we are telling you that it's an investment that will give you value, looking at the returns that Ken had demonstrated. As is our hallmark, it will be quality but affordable real estate development in the heart of Ruaka that will be a shot in the arm to the government's agenda of providing affordable housing for Kenyans. And I'm happy that Commissioner is here. We are working with the ministry very closely, and we will continue to ensure that we continue engaging you, Commissioner and Madam Aremo, to ensure that we work hand in hand and to deliver the dream of a cooperative. As I mentioned, is that we are creating a model investment cooperative. We'll continue engaging you and to support the government to ensure the deficit that the government has been trying to bridge. We are actually key players in that space. So the location of the project also gives the project an edge, ensuring that considering that Ruaka has been classified as the fastest growing satellite town in the Nairobi metropolis. Ruaka is also a preferred investment location, noting its proximity to the city, access to affluent suburbs, and social amenities such as schools and hospitals. Maybe many of you can bear me witness that if you're going to work, driving from Ruaka is barely 20 minutes. For how many hours? It's a premium, together, modern and sustainable infrastructure with state-of-the-art architecture. So what is our promise? As Safaricom Investment Cooperative, we promise to continue working hard to offer our customers attractive investment opportunity in land and housing. This year, I am proud to share with you that we have been able to issue title deeds of 250 of our customers who invested in our Olajeta Ridge project in Nanyuki. Next month, we will be issuing titles to those who invested in Zaria and Nakuru. And when we talk about the 150, this is almost hitting 1,000 in terms of the titles that we have received from the various registries to issue to our investors. So we are tracking well, and we are very, just to mention that we have a project for somebody who have aspect and environmental impact. Environment friendly. We are also not only looking at the bottom line of the society, but also on people. The other area that we are focusing on, partnerships, as Kennedy mentioned. We are very keen on working with partners who make the life of our investors easy. So that means that we have a product, but we also have a partner who is giving our investors financing. And I mentioned the circles that we are working with. So if you are an investor and you're saying that you would want to invest with us, you don't have ready cash right now, we will give you options. And that also means that you have prolonged timelines to repay. The other thing that as a society we are focusing on is automation. And automation is extremely critical at this time and age. We want our investors to be able to access their statements without having to call the office. We want when you send your deposits that it can reflect instantly. We want you to be able to self-service at the comfort of your seat. So we are pursuing many of these initiatives just to ensure that our customer delight is on another level. And customer delight is one of our key areas of focus. We want to ensure that our investors are happy all the time, every time. So lastly is the focus on investors' delight. I think I've mentioned that. And we will continue ensuring that you are served well and that you can access all the information that you want, that when you send an email, it's replied on time. When you make a call, it's answered and you are assisted. We will continue pushing on those initiatives. As I conclude, I would want to thank our clients for the support and trust that you've continued to show us as a cooperative. We don't take it for granted that we have loyal investors year on year, month on month, who have continued believing in us. And thank you very much for even turning up today to our call for the launch of Miran. I would also want to thank the staff of SIC who work very hard around the clock to ensure we get the best opportunities for our clients and who ensure that our clients are satisfied. I cannot thank you enough, team. I know the efforts that you put to ensure that we progress. And I want to appreciate every effort that you've put in this organization. So, as you leave this room today, ensure that you get in touch with our members of staff and even our board members. If you would want to have a one-on-one, we will be here after this session. If you would want to say hi to all of us, we are here, we are available. Feel free to reach out to all our teams, both at the back and seated on these tables. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless SIC. Thank you.
For Sarah for that wonderful introduction. As chairman takes to the podium, it's quite an exciting conversation going on online. Jasmine Grill following on, and I'm participating online live. And next Sunday, I want a 2-bedroom. How much? You see? Those are the questions coming. So by the time we are done, the online team will have taken everything. And then there's this gentleman, William Odhiambo, and the name will inform the comment. I am following from New Delhi. Good investment scheme. So New Delhi is underlined. So thank you so much, the online team. Over to you, Chair.
Thank you, MC. And good morning, everyone. Yeah, at the table we were sitting, I just realized, Kennedy, our head of housing, could definitely be an MC or an entertainer one of these fine days. Maybe we need to revisit your job description, or maybe a comedian. And to see the MCs from United Kisumu, the UK, yeah. Good to have you with the Queen's English. But, all pun aside, the Commissioner for Cooperatives, Mr. David Obonyo, Nairobi County Director of Cooperatives, Madam Dolphin Aremo, our sub-county in charge of cooperatives, Madam Lucy, our fellow board members, our CEO, members of staff, distinguished and invited guests, all those who are joining us online for this event, members of this great event. A lot has been said by our team, Kennedy, as an organization and what we've been able to achieve. You've had the plan. Continue with Vice Chair, Engineer Bwana Edward Njoroge. We have our Honorary Secretary, some people call her Honorable Secretary, Judy Runo, na alikuja, I think amongst all the board members, she's the only one who has co-opted her better half into the board. So he has the honor. We have our former Vice Chair, Bwana Tom Makakiage. As is usual with the cooperatives, we have our supervisory committee. I see our chair of the supervisory committee, Peter Mukera. Thank you. I have seen, the other members, yes, are there. Becky Bisanju, member of our supervisory committee. I have seen the other one walking around. Oh, yeah, there she is. CPA Beth, thank you very much. I want to trust I have forgotten no one. If I have forgotten you, bear with me. But maybe that's because you are not where I could easily spot you. So, back to my comments. I think, the real estate sector faced a lot of challenges during the pandemic, as most of you might realize. Heavy decline, early 2020. We started a recovery path in 2021. And, we managed to do quite a bit in the sector. This year, as the various reports have been coming out, you may have noticed that, for example, Nairobi County is now, ranked, Nairobi City is ranked the top city in Africa under the, cities index, Prime Global Cities Index that is run by the global firm Knight Frank, where they monitor 45 cities across the world. And within Africa, Kenya is on the map because of Nairobi, which is testament to how much the real estate sector is growing. And this is driven by a rebirth or rebounding of the real estate sector over that period. We were, quite delighted at the close of the year where we were able to cumulatively collect, around 1 billion shillings from our real estate business in the year ended December 2021. And we have seen, a lot more rebounding of the same this year, as has been evidenced by the comments made by the CEO. We have launched various projects across the country, which have done quite well. And we continue to launch various others, including this one that we are launching today. But all of this would not have been possible without the government support. We, as Kennedy said, position our projects in very strategic locations, heavily driven by government investments in those locations. Places where government is opening up infrastructure, be they, roads, sewerage systems, power, and so on. Places where we are seeing private sector also investing in distribution and other aspects, and which we then expect to be centers of economic activity. And this has met the needs very, very well. This is based on our research-first investment model, where we have to go out and confirm why a project would be viable and how much interest is there before we launch the projects. And I want to commend the team for taking this approach and the direction given by the board members to ensure that we attain this level of success. Government has done a lot in the structural and infrastructure development areas. Of course, their focus on affordable housing, their ability or their focus to ensure that the real estate sector becomes a lot more transparent, like with Adi Sasa, which allows for people to easily transact on titles. I think it has been a major issue in the sector where we buy air and we live on hope that one day we will get our documents, but the processes are becoming much, much better. There has been, of course, a lot of development or focus in access to housing. Our CEO has spoken about the gap that exists, over 200,000 units per year deficit. And this happens as urbanization continues to grow. We have a population growth of about 2% now. A lot will be spoken about that in future. Maybe Jimmy Wanjigi will encourage all of us to have more kids. We are headed to red territory if that number doesn't go up, especially our generation, because we will have issues, because our kids will have less kids, and then we will have a lot of drama to worry about. Yeah? But our urbanization rates are growing at 4%. Population is growing at 2%, urbanization is growing at 4%. And this is what is constituting the huge pent-up demand that we need to address. And therefore, projects like this and what government is trying to do with access to housing, access to basic amenities, will continue to be critical. And this is often a question that we get with the right type of project or unit. You will always make your return because the demand is there. But if you're on some of the other types, very high-end or middle, upper class type, then there has been quite a bit of oversupply in those areas. For what we are trying to do now, the demand is still very, very high, and the uptake is expected to be the same. When we think about the market demands, therefore, from a macro level, outside of the deficit, outside of the urbanization rates, we see the satellite towns continuing to grow. And, I remember back in the days, the late Mutula Kilonzo trying to define the metropolis, and there was a lot of, debate on whether or not that should be. Yet today, when we think about it, it feels very natural. Rest of Kiambu to everywhere else. As the gong roads get opened up and all of these areas become accessible, you never feel like you have left Nairobi, really, when you visit some of these places. And so those satellite towns of Machakos, Mlolongo, Kitengela, Rongai, Kiambu, continue to grow and will continue to do so for a while. This also explains why we are positioning various projects in the places we are. So today we have 2 projects in Kiambu, which we are launching today, Miran, which is a housing project. We have Marina, which is some land with concepts where you can be able to develop, right next to our slightly more premium project called Zaria, which has infrastructure development and some housing designs that you can select and build from. And this is driven by the understanding that the metropolis is continuing to grow, and that is where life is going to be. And I want to say government has done well to keep the infrastructure developed and continuing to be available to open up those areas, and will continue to leverage the opportunities. I welcome you to join us. But as we do this, we remain an organization that is very, very conscious of having sustainable developments. Sustainable from the sense of how we interact with the environment, sustainable in aspects of how we enable return to our investors. Because if you take up an investment that cannot generate you the value that you expect it to give you, whether it is the capital gains or the recurring return in terms of rental income or savings on rent, then you are unlikely to invest in anything else. What we position ourselves to do is to provide the best at the lowest possible price that then allows you to leverage those appreciations of the market and the returns for you. You have seen the green spaces. Healthy living for us is a critical thing as well. We want you and everybody else to continue to have good health and live a long life. We want to join, other players in ensuring that waste management, recycle, reuse, reduce, and other aspects of sustainable developments are brought in. We have debated with the project team, for example, whether we should consider partnering with government on something like piped gas, so that you don't have mutungis of gas running up and down the stairs every day. And these are concepts we will continue to explore. We may not be able to achieve it immediately, but that's the type of thinking that we stand for in ensuring that we have sustainable developments. This project, Miran, has been spoken, very well by our entertainer, head of business, head of the housing business, and comedian Kennedy. I don't need to say much more. But in terms of ticking the boxes, affordability, proximity and access, amenities and services, you have seen it. I need not say more. We will continue to play our part as an organization in ensuring that we do whatever we can to bring down the housing deficit. We will continue to play our part to support the government in its Big Four agenda, including, affordable housing, access to housing, and affordable housing projects. We will continue to do our part to drive Nairobi County and Kenya to remain part of the global map as one of the best places to live in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, today we launch 214 units of this Miran project as part of phase 1. By the time we are done with it, we will have 450 units. I invite you not to be left behind. As the MC has said, we have our interests both here in the room, but also from our online community that is following us live. I want to encourage each one of you to join us as we create this new marble at the center of the next growth areas in Nairobi. In conclusion, our CEO has laid out our strategy and focus areas, and I want to celebrate and appreciate the board members, our partners, PKL, all the other partners that are involved in this Miran projects and the various other projects that we are doing, from our vendors who are selling us the properties or partnering with us, to our service providers, lawyers, those who are doing the constructions and development, and investors who are the ones that we live for to deliver to. I want to appreciate the support that we get from the ministry continuously. It has not always been easy. We as an organization have had areas where we needed your support and correction, and we thank you for the guidance that you have given us. As you will all note, we are a regulated company, and the ministry does quite a lot to ensure that we remain on the neat and narrow and don't end up straying off into areas which would make the organization not be sustainable. Without them, this organization would not be where it is. So, Bwana Obonyo, Madam Aremo, Madam Lucy, thank you very much for doing that great bit. Support us in every other way, thank you. More line, as our members who trust us and have kept their investment with us, thank you. To you, esteemed guests who are present, all our clients, and those who have joined us in our journey on this project and the various many others, thank you very much. Join us, be part of this. Let's close phase 1 today as
description, a marble. So it takes no energy speaking. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Our chief guest, sir, all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm indeed privileged and happy that it's the top city in Africa, that some of the people who work in Nairobi will actually be going to sleep in Miran. Miran is in KIAMBU County. The cooperative is in Nairobi County. I command a membership of 2.1 million cooperatives. But our KPI, the bottom line, is to ensure that these members of the cooperatives have improved lives. And today we have heard that we need to live and not to dwell. We need to have meaning in life, and that we need to bring Mombasa home, Nairobi, to the airport, using the express. And I believe that is one of the reasons why we are now #1 in Africa. We have different types of cooperatives, majority of which are normally savings and credit, like the Safaricom savings and credit. But we also have other types like investment cooperative. And from our experience, from where we sit in the department, the investment cooperatives are not easy to manage. It's not like savings and credit business. In fact, many a times we have a lot of challenges with them. We register them. At some point, the commissioner then even stopped registering investment cooperatives. Remember the time we had pyramids? A lot of them were hiding under investment cooperatives. Some of them do not even take off. And what is the reason? It is because it is difficult business. As a department, we expect to see projects. We expect members to take up the projects. In the circles, I report a lot of loans that members have taken. But when you do an M&E, you are not able to clearly track and see where these loans have gone. And so this is one of the products that we want to see. Members taking loans from the circle, and I'm happy that you have invited your circle, because I believe majority of your members are also members of the circle, so that they can be able to take up these projects. The other challenge that we experience with investment cooperatives, with projects like this one, is that they promise to deliver the projects within a particular period. Many a times it is 2 years. But after 4 or 5 years, members start coming to complain to my office and the commissioner's office. By the way, I handle a lot of complaints on a daily basis. Some of them trickle to the commissioner returns them to my place. And the complaint normally is, we were promised these houses within 2 years. 5 years down the line, we have not seen, we have only seen the structure, and we had targeted to move into those houses within a particular period. My desire is that that is not what we are going to experience. Of course, I appreciate that this society has been on the right path. You have delivered projects in the past, and we are able to see. Today is not my day. Earlier on, the society had invited me to be the chief guest. But I told them, this needs to have a national outlook. I'm only in charge of Nairobi, although also taking care of 70% of Kenya. But the commissioner is in charge of the whole country. This being a big project, and the fact that as a government, we have an agenda called Agenda 4 on affordable housing. This is going towards assisting us to achieve our targets. And that is why I insisted that the commissioner comes to do this. It was not very easy to get him. The chairman tried and gave up. As at yesterday by 6, they had now concluded, and they told me that I was going to be the chief guest. It also happened that they were also not able to get me easily yesterday. There's a staff had lost, and so I was so much engaged in planning for the send-off. They were so relieved at around 8 o'clock when I told them I had gotten the commissioner and that the commissioner would come to grace this occasion. Let us put our hands together to invite David Obonyo, the Commissioner for Cooperatives, to come and give us his address. Sir, it's a privilege and an honor. You know, Nairobi has many cooperatives. Many a times when I look for you, you do not let me down. Thank you very much.
Asante sana, Madam Aremo. Aremo is one of my old friend. We have worked with very closely, and we met when we were actually doing the slum upgrading program, when the government initiated the slum upgrading program in cooperation with the UN Habitat. So I'm happy again we are here today over the same subject. Thank you. So, Mr. Chairman, Peter Gichanga, the director, and Rusi, the board of Safaricom Investment, the supervisory, Madam CEO, the invited guests, the members, hamjamboni. Vile mmesikia, I'm Deputy Obonyo, Commissioner for Cooperatives. And I'm one of those people who really like associating with people talking about housing. Because about, I think, 3-4 years, when the government was introducing Kenya Mortgage Refinance Company, I was tasked to mobilize cooperatives to join the KMRC. And I remember to have worked with, that was the first time I interacted with Safaricom Investment. There was a lady, but I have not seen her. There's a lady we used to be very critical. Yes, yes, he is. Thank you, madam. We worked very closely to a point that we had even to do a survey and understand the amount of land, the acreage, cooperatives own in Nairobi. And by that time, we realized that cooperatives had land within Nairobi and these environs, measuring to about nearly 200,000 acres. And our thinking by then was, can the government maybe try to come in and support these cooperatives? Because one of the challenge, and directors really alluded to it in a very clear way. Most of the investment and housing, of course, the difference is very thin. That's why you are Safaricom investment, but here we are talking about housing. And the challenge most of these cooperatives are having, they are able to acquire land, but translating from land to a house becomes a challenge. I'm telling you, over 200,000 acres of land, they are lying idle. Cooperatives bought the land, others they subdivided, they gave individual members some parcels, a quarter an acre, 1/8 of an acre, but they cannot be able to raise the sufficient capital to build houses. And I'm happy that here you are promising us 214 units. I believe you are going to deliver on that. Thank you. So I'm greatly honored to join you today during this auspicious occasion to launch this Miran residential housing, which is supposed to be affordable. I believe in affordable. Affordable can mean anything, depending on your status. But from the government point of view, affordable, we are talking about at least 4 million and below. If you can afford a house of more than 4 million, wewe ni kiwango yako. And I know most of you, I believe you are above what we are targeting as a government. Safaricom, most of you, are you not employees of Safaricom? And I hear Safaricom now owns even bank. You will remain poor, however how much money you have, if you don't have a home. So long as you are renting, you are one of those poor people who can. So I encourage you to work so hard, at least to be part of this good endeavor of Safaricom investment. So today marks an important milestone in the society's growth and development as we launch the Miran Residence Affordable Housing Apartment in Ruaka. And you are aware we are coming from a very serious pandemic we had for the last 2 years, which had really affected our economy, even the way we were used to interact. You remember we could not have met the way we are meeting here and socialize. But things are really normalizing. But again, I urge you, let us remain keen on the instructions and guidance we are getting from the Minister of Health so that to remain safe and secure. One thing I want to preach, especially for those ones who have been invited, who are not members of Safaricom Investment. I want to reaffirm that Safaricom Investment Cooperative is one of our legally registered cooperative society. It is not among, we have masqueraders, people going on the online platform, and how are you young people like that? Sema, kuna nyumba hapa, and this issue of off-plan, I was asking some of those people whom you don't have history, who are not legally regulated or registered anywhere, be very keen. Usiweke pesa yako huko, alafu kesho unakuja complain that I gave them money, they promised to give me a house within 6 months, and I can't see anything. But I want to reaffirm that this is legally registered by the Ministry of Cooperatives and being regulated by the Nairobi County Government, the Department of Cooperatives, of which we have here the director, and we have also the sub-county officer. So this is an entity you can do business with and you can trust. And this is not the first time they have offered these kind of houses. As I mentioned earlier, in the last about 4 years, still I witnessed houses being delivered by these same institutions. And I believe even this time you are going to deliver and continue doing the same. And this is one of our key government agenda, especially on provision of affordable housing. Affordable housing is is actually a social pillar. But as well, it has also some economic implication. Unless you are able to pay rent, you will never be secure. And the best way you can avoid some of these challenges of ukiona mtu akigonga mlango, hata kama ni mgeni ndugu yako unafikiria ni landlord, acquire your own apartment. And once you have acquired your own apartment now, you will gain the confidence to even explore other ventures. You can even take more riskier business because already even if things becomes worse, you have somewhere where you can lay your head. And that's why it is very important for all of us, and even as a government, to take this housing as one of the key social pillars that we need to deliver to the Kenyans. But one thing I want to encourage, don't only become a client or a buyer, also join these cooperatives so that you become a member, and the benefit out of it at the end of the year, when they declare dividends, you also get something that you can share with your family. I know in the last you remember about 3-4 years, where people were talking about people losing money. That's where members of public are losing money from. And out of that, we have really done quite a number of SACCOs. And because I know among you, there are SACCO members, deposits over 100 million. They have also been brought under the armpit of SACIRA. We have developed the SACCO side regulations 2020. We just spelled out some. We have even actually established and found unit in SACIRA to combat. At the same time, we are in the final stages of coming up. You saw the other day, we want to amend the SACCO Societies Act 2008. So that SACCOs can be able to participate in the national payment system and also have a shared platform whereby they can have interborrowing within the SACCO subsector. Now, As you launch this very good product, affordable to the majority of you, I wish to encourage the board to make that kind of relationship to be very close, so that those members who want to acquire works, you can be, there are some, to make some array of the investment cooperatives, then they proceed to another product as you remain repaying your own to reach more members and also be able to achieve our aspirations. And also for the SACCOs who are here, and especially now, members to get a normal medium-term loan to do our housing, simply because of our, our income stream may not be favorable. Housing is a heavy capital investment, and it requires a long-term plan on how you are going to repay the loan. So the best way, we want to run away from the situation where somebody will take a loan from a SACCO, he buys land, for example, a loan of 5 million, he buys land, he repays for 5 years, then he takes another loan, he does the foundation, he repays for another 4 years, then he takes another loan, until the person retires without delivering a house. Eventually, some are mortgages where someone can take a loan, even if your salary is about, it's less than 500,000, still you can afford a mortgage and pay within 10 to 15 years, and then you have somewhere where you can sleep. I saw when the young man was doing the presentation, you have tried to cater for the interests of all the various segments of our population. We have a house for, you are calling the studio, for about 2 million. You have another one for 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. So I think you have a wide range of choice. And all this is meant for you. So what you can do, the best you can do to yourself, and especially those ones who are a bit young, never read this opportunity. Ikutoroke. Make sure you grab this opportunity, see what you are able, plan well, plan your finances well, and then see what fits your financial capability. And as, we are right now in Nairobi under these environments. We have, of course, houses, but some of them, they don't meet that minimum standard of a house. We need a house where you have access to the road, you have access to the sewer line, where you, we have a lot of informal settlements, which really does not depict well for dignified members of our citizens like you. So the only urge I want to say to the board, keep your promise. Make sure you keep your promise. Whatever you are going to promise or you have already promised us today, be able to deliver. And as you will be delivering, as a government, we will continue working very closely with you. Whenever there is support, and you are aware, the government gave some tax exemptions for those organizations that are able to deliver 100 units. And I hope you are enjoying that. Also, we have also the products for those first owners, people who are going to own a house for the first time. There are also some exemptions. Those are areas also you can try to explore. And then by doing that, all our Kenyans will be able to live in a comfortable life and be able to work well and be able to deliver to their employers. Finally, the cooperative movement in Kenya, let me assure you, is doing so well. It's gaining a lot of popularity. The other day, our brothers in US, through the Kenyan embassy, they were asking me that they want during this Madaraka Day, as we are celebrating, we take at least a very short time to talk to them on cooperative matters. And you can see our brothers who are out already, in spite that we believe out there arrive with Rossi, still they want us to assist them to come up with very good cooperatives. And I know if you are able to deliver as you promise them what they so the ball is on your side, when a chairman with your board, deliver, and then the sky will be the lowest limit. Thank you. May God bless you all.
Better to face them. So it's talked of authenticity, legality, is a watchdog. So if you're keen on the speech, he's talked of the goodness of members. So before you buy Miran, just ensure you are a member for these goodies that he's talked to attend to you. So another round of applause. Yeah. That speech has melted me with joy. As you realize, I'm the only one giving you the standing ovation. So there's a procedure we want to do here when a commissioner. I'll invite you, Chair, and Madam CEO. If you've been, is living within his space. So we want to rehearse how to do this. In counts of 6, yeah? We'll do a 6, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you'll just see this building turn into colors that is so good for you to imagine and participate. It will burst in an ugly way. So you be on the right side is the side of power. So be on my right side, and then Chair, go on the left side, together with, so CEO, come next to Commissioner, and then, so Chair, come close to Dolphin. Dolphin is, yeah, closer. We ready? Camera, take two. That was trisex, huh? So, okay, face the camera and smile. I think it didn't work because you are not smiling. So, all right. Okay, in another count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it. Oh my goodness. Our board members, you can come. We will now get into a photo session. 3. Yeah. Just stand there. Yeah. So smile as much as and join in. All right. Yeah. It's okay. It's a balancing. Yeah. So all right. So all right. So all right. 2, 3. Then you can join them. Let's. All right. Then the governing team, EXCO, the executive committee, treasurer, honorary. Come and join in kindly. Join in. Cameraman, you will tell us how to better fit. Yeah. Yes. So Mr. Jackson also will join in. Yeah, is the brain behind it. Mr. Miran, oh sorry, Ken. The other side. All right. Okay, then our fellows committee kindly join in. Cameraman, make sure we fit. You know, when Mike joins in, you. All right. That's nice. Wow, you people are looking beautiful. This is wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Round of applause for all of us. All right. Thank you so much. That was such a colorful event. All right. See you and the commissioner. A request. The media team. Wow. Okay. We closed the photos. Okay. All right. So once again, we want to thank the management team. All right. All right. We were just abiding to the African tune of how to appreciate your guests. And so Rita wants to appreciate the chief guest and the team that have come. And so them, you know, Waswahili husema mkono mtupu haurambwi. So come along and let's have the appreciation. All right. So as we do that, we want to thank each and every team who supported this. And to do that, we welcome our able quick, and then we get to the
Sub-County Cooperative Officer, the banks, our cooperative movement leaders, our investors and potential buyers, our members, the management and staff of SIC, not forgetting the media. This morning, I would like to pass a vote of thanks on behalf of Safaricom Investment. So I wish to pass a vote of thanks and thank you very, very much for coming to us this morning and being part of us as we launch this project. It is not the first one, but we want to assure you, the Commissioner, that we will not let you down. We shall keep our promise, like you, stakeholders who are going to work together with us in this partnership as we embark on the construction of the phase 1. And we are looking forward for the time we shall come to hand over the project to our buyers. And we want to assure you that it shall be the project as has been presented today. So thank you for this time that you have come, and we assure you that it is the beginning of bigger things to come for SIC. This is phase 1, there shall be phase 2, and there'll be many other projects. So thank you, and at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I know we shall have the photo session, and we shall also have the session where we shall gift our gift. But I would like to request that we stand up for a word of prayer as we thank God for this milestone that we have been able to see. Let's pray. Once again, dear Redeemer, we are grateful. We are thankful for this far you have walked with us. We are thankful for this milestone you have enabled us to kick off as we start on this project. As we start on the selling and the building and looking forward for our investors, thank you for our stakeholders, thank you for this day. We want to thank you because it has taken your hand for this far. SIC has moved. As we come to the 7th project, it has taken your hand. We want to thank you for this day. We want to speak a blessing for each and every person who has come this morning. As we embark on our day's activities, we seek your blessings and guidance. We honor you, for in Jesus' name we pray and give thanks. Amen. Now we can move to the other agenda where we are going to call upon Rita to do the needful. You can have your seats.
Have your seats, and as our guests leave at their pleasure, we are still reminding everyone who's here, you'll get a token of appreciation so that next time when we have another function, you get the enthusiasm to come along. So we have our fellows at the exit who have, will guide us into how the process. So you'll be guided on the process of being spoken about get you. So without further ado, let's enjoy. Some food was here, and I know that those who came when Commissioner was speaking, and for that respect, you listened to the speech first. You are now at liberty to enjoy some food and some jazz music. Commissioner, the media are requesting for the 18th last time that you and the CEO take a final. 18th last time. You people set me up for a very tough demand, you know. It's 18th last time. Only 2 of them. Yeah. This is for Prime News. That's why 9 p.m. on Prime News. Yes. Yeah. To have some order.
Also had an engagement with council governors who also gave their input. And currently, the bill has been drafted. We have issued to the cabinet for approval before going to National Assembly. One of the major areas the bill wants to achieve first thing is to align the constitution in terms of government role in the administration of cooperatives by trying to align it with the provision where the day-to-day management of cooperatives has been given to the counties supervised cooperatives of grain planning, whereas the national government is involved in policy, legal, and the standards. So those are one of the key areas. And the other issue is also to come up with a four-tier system structure of the Kenya, whereby we are going to have another tier of federations, which is supposed to be based on value chain, meaning every value chain will have a national federation, which is going to assist the government in terms of self-regulation and also capacity aspects. There are so many other issues that we are trying to come on board. That's why the DRS, the Sacro-Site Regulation 2020, is trying to bring some prudential guidelines for SACCO they need to practice. And there are so many other things that we have to do.
You have talked about the supposed to have a regime for the date of the law. Is there other SACCO that we manage to do that?
For cooperatives, like SACCOs, they conducted their action. But we have a few cases not able to do that. And those ones, they have applied office for extension. And we have allowed only those ones that had genuine reasons, because others that had reasons, maybe their audit accounts ready. So we gave them an extension of about 3 weeks. But if there is any cooperative that has not conducted action and has not gotten an approval or accepted by office, then that committee deems out of office.
And any updates on the investigation into the metro?
Okay, I know there are some issues going after receiving some complaints from members, and after looking through the financial.
kind of investment, as our Honorary Secretary said, is investing to give return that we have invested in Olpajata here today. I know we have our members here. Our kind of investment, as our Honorary Secretary said, is investing to give returns to our investors. We totally
Dolin Busolo is yet another proud member of the society. She worked as a nutritionist for various organizations, including NGOs and the government, before going into private practice upon retirement. She joined the society in 2013.
I bought shares from SIC, and then I invested in Prepare, which is a deposit fixed account, and the interests were very good. So from there I get dividends on a regular basis. One thing it has done is it has given me confidence. I can be able to do things, commit myself financially, knowing very well that I'm going to have some money. One of the things that I've done is the psychology course. I have been able to buy 2 acres of land in Isinya. My retirement is not miserable. I have something on a
Dolin Busolo is yet another proud member of the society. She worked as a nutritionist for various organizations, including NGOs and the government, before going into private practice upon retirement. She joined the society in 2013.
I bought shares from SIC, and then I invested in Prepare, which is a deposit fixed account, and the interests were very good. So from there I get dividends on a regular basis. One thing it has done is it has given me confidence. I can be able to do things, commit myself financially, knowing very well that I'm going to have some money. One of the things that I've done is the psychology course. I have been able to buy 2 acres of land in Isinya. My retirement is not miserable. I have something on a
Dolin Busolo is yet another proud member of the society. She worked as a nutritionist for various organizations, including NGOs and the government, before going into private practice upon retirement. She joined the society in 2013.
I bought shares from SIC, and then I invested in Prepare, which is a deposit fixed account.